What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now.
That's Rob's playing in the background.
Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Let's see if I can get Facebook loaded. Switch accounts. All right, it says streaming. Let's see. What's up? What you guys been up to? Okay, there's that. Like that. All right, switch accounts. Like, share. Share now. Share. Share now. Okay, I think that's it. I think I got it. All right, here we go.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Well, welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is a Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. How's it going? Welcome. So, I've got a leak at the house. It sucks. I don't know what else to say. Okay, today I was taking a shower. Fuck this house, dude. Today I was taking a shower, and we have in our master bedroom, we have a stand-up shower, okay? The boys have a bathtub, but we have a stand-up shower. When I was taking a shower, you know, you got like the knob that like changes the temperature. There's no like bathtub controls. It's just a shower head, okay? So you got like the handle. Our handle goes all the way around to hot, and it starts on cold and goes all the way around to hot, right? So I was taking a shower and nothing else was happening, right? I looked down, and where the I forget what it's called, the thing that goes around like the shower handle. Hold on. All right, my shower looks like this, sort of. This right here, okay, this silver round piece, I forget what it's called, the chrome piece, it seals up against your shower wall, okay? And it's got a gasket in it, and a lot of people put silicone around it. Mine had silicone around it. It had the gasket in it. At the bottom, there's a weep hole, okay? I don't know if you know this. I'll learn you something. At the bottom, there's a spot that is not supposed to be sealed. It shouldn't be sealed. It's like there's a space in the gasket, and you should never put silicone on the bottom of it. And the reason it's like that is if water gets trapped behind here for some reason, let's say you have a leak at the top or the silicone bust, so the water can run out, and it doesn't just run back into your wall because there's a hole behind your wall there, okay? As I'm showering, I notice freaking water coming down from the bottom of this, like down here. And I'm like, that's weird. Is it running down the shower wall and hitting it and running around? What's going on? Mariah had noticed that some of the trim on the backside of where the shower's at, there's a wall. There's like a wall, like a 3-foot wall, and then there's like our toilet. Mariah noticed some of the trim like the top of the trim where usually you would have like some caulk or whatever, that it was the caulk was pulling away. And I thought, oh, maybe they just use like low grade caulk, whatever. No big deal. It's just pulling away. I'll recaulk it. That wasn't it. It was bowing. So as I see this drip, I'm like, that shouldn't be happening. So instead, I block the water off the wall, make sure the water's like going in the corner. No water's running down the wall. I even take my towel and like dry the fucking wall, dry around the ring, dry everything here to make sure that the water's coming out of that, and it was. So I take this off, right? Take the handle off. I get my clothes on, dry off, whatever. I take the handle off, take this beauty ring or whatever the fuck I forget what it's called. It starts with an E. Anyways, I take this chrome ring off and look behind it. And when I do, of course it can't be something simple, like it's just coming from the shower valve or some shit. It's coming down the fucking wall. Down the whole fucking wall. It's in between this handle and here's a good picture. It's in between this handle and the neck of the shower. Somewhere in the fucking wall. And I'm thinking, God damn it, I'm going to have to cut a hole in the brand new house. I have to cut a fucking hole in the wall. Going to have to... Anyways, so then I take off the neck. I take off this beauty ring so I can see behind the neck, which means taking off the shower head. This has been like, I've weeded it all day for like fucking 12 hours yesterday. I went and weeded it today for like 4.5 fucking hours. I'm trying to take a shower and just go to the office and do a show. It's like 7 o'clock already. And now I got a fucking leak at the house. Anyways, so I take off the shower head. I take off this ring, put the shower head back on to have some back pressure and look. And thank God it's coming from an easy spot to get to. Like I didn't have to cut a big giant hole in the wall. Because this screws into like a brass piece that like mounts on a board in the wall. It gets more complicated. But this was what was leaking, this neck piece. So whoever put our shower together, it's a brand new like remodel. So I'm sure they just ran the shower, like my home inspector ran the shower, but just for a couple minutes. I'm sure that's the same thing the builders did. They had literally one wrap of, I think these come with Teflon tape on them, to be honest with you. I think it had the factory Teflon tape on it. It was literally like one freaking wrap of Teflon tape. That was all it had on it, was one wrap of Teflon tape, and it was just seeping behind it. But now I've lived there for a fucking month. I've taken a shower in it every fucking day for over a month. So I fixed the leak, okay? It's no longer leaking. Then I've got this borescope camera. Actually, Q Idiot sent it to me from Amazon. I got this borescope camera, so I run it down behind like these controls and down the wall. It's been dripping probably the whole fucking time since I moved in. So now my house looks like this, and there's a big fucking fan blowing, trying to dry shit out. But I've cut a bunch of the sheetrock out. Let's see. Will it open that? So now I got a big fucking hole. So I'm trying not to destroy the wall too much. At least this is going to be behind trim. We have like 6-inch baseboard trim. At least this is going to be behind the trim for now. But it looks a lot better than this, okay? Currently, this is when I first cut it open and was like, fuck this. Like, I'm about to burn the motherfucker down and collect the insurance money. I sprayed it with some bleach water, like half bleach, half water. Just like mist it in case there's any mold growing. Put this fan on it. It's actually dried out now. But I have to leave it open. At least I can't even fix it, which is kind of pisses me off. Whatever. I feel like that guy that does the Fuck This House series. That's what I feel like. Fuck this house. I just got it. It's brand fucking new. I don't know. It makes me wonder, like, now I feel like I need to open up the other shower and see what the fuck's going on in it. I don't know. I've just got a fan running there now. Everything's functional. I turned all the water back on. It doesn't seem to be a leak. I ran the shower for like 30 minutes. Didn't see any leaks anywhere. Now it's just a waiting game. There's like this. What I'm worried about is I know, like, if I have to replace this 2x4 or whatever, it wouldn't be that big a deal. If I had to replace all this sheetrock, it wouldn't be a big deal. The big deal is going to be the flooring under the shower because it's tiled on the inside. The tile would have to come out to get the pan out, to get the subfloor out, to get the. I don't know. Oh, and yesterday, let me tell you a story. I want you to imagine something, okay? Has everybody got their imagination hats on? Or the 4 people that are here or whatever? Imagine you and I are at a campground doing work, okay? Imagine that, okay? Just imagine that you and I are at a campground. Oh, did I not post on Twitter? Doing work. You're on a lawnmower, and I'm on a weed eater. Loud equipment, okay? I've got headphones in. You've got headphones in to try to, get rid of some of the drone of the sounds. Everything's loud as hell. We can't hear each other, okay? While we're both, I'm going to draw it now. While we're doing this, you hear me screaming, okay? You hear me screaming to get your attention. And you see me looking at you, screaming and waving my arms and jumping up and down. I get your attention. And I start screaming, "Go away." And I'm pointing and at like the top of my fucking lungs. At the top of my lungs, I'm screaming, "Go away," and pointing and jumping and in a full fucking panic, screaming, "Go away." What would you do? What would you do? I'm going to draw it out, okay? Let's make a... All right, first I'm going to draw the campground. So there's like a little wooden porch here. This is like a deck. There is a big ass railroad tie here and a landscape timber here. Okay, that's just wood. This is me with a weed eater. And then I'm going to add a layer because this is the mobile part. And this is you. You on mower. This is me, okay? Remember, this is me. And I am screaming, "Go away," and pointing and jumping. What would you do? Because I'll tell you what Mariah did. Mariah said, where, and came to me. Okay? Then she panicked, hit this deck, backed over this railroad tie, almost flips the lawnmower, spins around in a couple circles, and then goes over here. Now, the reason I was screaming is because, let me go back to the original layer. There is a giant fucking bee's nest. Like as big as a fucking basketball. Right here. And it looks like a cloud. It looks like a fucking sandstorm. All these bees coming out of it. Like it was bad. It was very bad. It was horrible. Okay? Like, let me draw the nest. It looked like a dust storm. I had a can and a half of bee spray and couldn't kill them all. Like, they were so fucking many. Like, it was insane how many there were. But what Mariah did, Mariah heard me say go away. You can't use that as an excuse. Mariah heard me say go away. Her excuse was I didn't know where to go, so she drove to me to ask where. She hit this deck, then she backed over the bee's nest, turned around on top of it. Somehow she didn't get stung. I have no idea how, okay? Drove over it, backed over it, drove circles around it, then drove over here, okay? When she gets over here, finally away from the bees, I'm like, turn off the mower. So she lowers the throttle, and I'm like, turn off the mower. And she's like, all the way off, and I'm like, turn off the mower. And she turns it off. And I said, bees. There's bees. And she said, what? And this is with the mower off and the weed eater off. I said, there's bees. And she said, what? And I said, there's bees. Right there, there's bees. Then she said, what? And I said, bees. That's bees. You're going to get stung by bees. And then she said over here, mad because she said I yelled too loud. Now, I want you to understand her arguments. Her arguments are, there's two. One is that she couldn't hear me. And two, that I yelled too loud. While I'm trying to save her life, she's upset that I yelled. No, Mariah, you were in the same argument. You could have walked over to me. You're in the bees. I could not get to you. Hold on, I'll show you. This area was covered with bees. Like, I got stung. I was still so close trying to get your attention. I got stung twice. There's no way I was going closer. I was trying to save your life. Mariah claims she's allergic to bees. She's not really, but she claims it. Even when she tried bad-mouthing me to the neighbors about me yelling too loud, the neighbor's like, oh, I could hear the sheer fear in his voice. It freaked me out. I was putting on putting on my shit to come outside and see what the fuck had happened. Like, I really wasn't. I think she thought I was mad. I wasn't mad. I'm not mad at bees. I just needed you to fucking go away from the bees. It was so bad. Anyways, I had to go back and kill them today. It wasn't as bad. Like, when it first started, I got stung once, and then I ran over here, like with the weed eater. And I couldn't run this way because I couldn't tell where the nest was at. And all I had was like this in between, like the landscape timber, and there's like hold on. There was like another camper parked here. So I had like this, I got stung right here. So I had like this little alley to shoot away. At the time, Mariah was like over here, but coming this way when I got her attention. Um. Anyways, I did kind of freak out, but here. Okay, thank you. I don't hand. Okay, let's say I'm out in the yard and I see a murderer, rapist with a knife behind you in the window. You wouldn't want me to raise my voice? You'd want me to be like, hey, psst, behind you. Robert, he's behind you. Get out of the house. Get out of there. I went back there and killed them today. It took another 2 cans that they were still like, I'm sure they calmed down overnight because bees like go in their nest or whatever, but they were fucking still crazy. Fucking insane. Like I hid behind the corner of this camper and sprayed them. And I sprayed another full can. Then I flipped it over. I bet you the nest. So I guess I could draw it. Hold on. So if you were looking at the nest from the end, you guys know how big like a railroad tie is, right? There was a railroad tie, which is pretty decent size, right? A railroad tie that went like this way. It's probably 12 inches by 10 inches or so, right? And then there was a landscape timber that kind of run across it at an angle like this. It's like a weird shape. It's not a fucking hexagon, but whatever. There's landscape timber. This whole side, this is probably, I would say this is 3 foot long. All right. The nest originally was attached here. Like they started building off this because this is off the ground. And it ended up being this whole fucking railroad tie all the way out to here. This whole thing was a fucking net. It was huge. It was fucking huge. It ended up being probably 3 foot, almost 3 foot long. This is probably at this end because it's at an angle. This is probably 12 inches high over here. And this whole thing was a fucking nest. And when Mariah like got turned around or whatever because I was screaming, she fucking it wasn't her fault. I mean, she didn't know, but like this got pushed down and it just kind of crushed the nest and then popped back open. And when it did, they were already stinging before she ran over it. That's why I started screaming. But when she crushed it like that, that was fucking it, dude. It was game on. It was literally, it looked like dust. So many fucking bees. Yeah, it was bad. It was yellow jackets. It wasn't a honeybees. Anyways, it was bad. Mariah did not understand the go away command. And then she said, why didn't you just say bees? And I said, Mariah, remember when you finally went away, then I turned off the weed eater, then you turned off the lawnmower, and there was no sound going. I said bees 5 times. And every time you responded back with, huh? So you thought me saying the simplest thing I could think to say was go away. And I was pointing, so it couldn't be like misconstrued or misheard, or you thought I said come here or D's or what the fuck ever, right? She's like, why didn't you just say bees? I said bees at least 20 times with no equipment running. I don't know how I got stung 3 times total. 2 while I was trying to get her attention, and then once before any of it started. Honestly, the first thing I thought I got hit by a rock until I looked down. Mariah doesn't understand hand signals. If she knew the hand signals from the army, I could have commanded all kinds of shit. We're gonna have to set up our own hand signals, aren't we? Rally on me. Anyways, there's a big ass fucking. So what happened was the reason we've been mowing so much, and the reason Mariah had to come mow yesterday is because we got all these storms this week, thunderstorms. It's been thunderstorming every day. I had weed eating the thunderstorm today, but they, we got behind on mowing because I've been doing all the work at the campground with the bathroom and shit, and it just started to look like shit. And then we were going to mow this week because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we had to mow or whatever, but it was going to rain like hell Tuesday and Wednesday. So we were there like all fucking day. I got there early and started working on the bathroom for like 4 hours. And then Mariah showed up. And when she started mowing, she broke the mower. Go figure. And then after she broke the mower and I fixed it, then I got out of the weed eater. And we were literally there till fucking, I was weed eating in dark. Like it was pretty fucking late. That's why I didn't do a show yesterday. So there you go. If someone's ever screaming, go away. The opposite direction. I'm trying to think I could have pulled a gun. I could have threw a rock at you. I'm trying to think of what I could have done better, honestly. If I would have pointed a gun at you, you think you would have went away? If I'd have hit you with a rock, you think you would have drove away? I'm trying to think of what I could have yelled or done with my hands or done something different and you not come towards me. What would make you go away? I could have opened up Tinder and started liking other girls' fucking other girls' pictures. No, Mariah, I'm not running into the bees to tell you there's bees. Are you insane? I got stung twice trying to warn you about the bees. I'm not coming and to stand on the nest and be like, hey, there's bees right here. We're standing on them. I hope there's never a kitchen fire in our house. I'll have to set myself on fire to show Mariah that there's fire in the house without raising my voice. I understand people came out because I was screaming. That's the point. It was an emergency. It wasn't, hey, I hope nobody hears me. Like, I wanted everybody to fucking know, anybody that could help. It's an emergency. Mariah's allergic to bees and she's fucking driving over a bee's nest repeatedly. I think she said so it's a zero turn, right? So she said one of the handles got stuck. But to me, this is what I did get mad about. She said one of the handles got stuck, right? But from my point of view, she was going around in circles, and this is what she was doing, okay? You're me. The camera's me. She would go, what? And then she'd snap her head back around. She'd come back around the other way. What? What are you saying? And just going around in circles on top of the fucking bee's nest. And then she'd get all the way over here and she'd snap her head back around and say, what? What? Over there? Where? And all I'm screaming is, go away. Huh? Where? What? Where? And then she's like, people can hear you yelling. I'm like, that's the point of yelling. I get it. I hope everybody heard me. What if fucking something else? What if one of us got cut bad or fucking broke a leg or some shit? Yeah, I'm yelling to get attention. That's the point. Mariah doesn't like yelling. I did not yell at you after. That's not true. She immediately went into pout mode. And she's like, You could have just said bees. And I was like, Mariah, I was yelling bees. I was yelling, go away. I was yelling everything. Why did you come towards me? I was all amped up. And then she came back outside. This is how she does it. She came back outside. So she went to check on Ollie. Ollie heard me yell or something. And she went to check on Ollie because Ollie came out on the porch and I couldn't hear what he was saying. And then I was filling up the lawnmower or filling up the weed eater with gas because I had run out of gas. And she's like, I'm going to go get the lawnmower, then I'm done for the day. And I said, why? And she's like, just cause. And I was like, why? And she's like, just cause. I'm just done. I'm done for the day. And I'm like, oh, no, no, no. You don't get to get mad at me for saving your fucking life because it was too loud. And then say, I'm done mowing for the day. I think I'll take a sabbatical. So I'm like, no, let's go look at what you just almost died from. And we went over and looked at how big the fucking bee's nest and shit was. Because she thought you were hurt. Wow. Anyways, I saved Mariah. The moral of the story is I saved Mariah's life. Everybody understands that, right? Everybody gets the point of the story is that I saved Mariah's life. Jury's back. Mariah's not dead. I saved Mariah's life. You guys seen Phil's new girlfriend? You could have done it better. It doesn't matter. I get results. If the results are the same, then it's all good, right? You're not dead. You didn't get stung. I got stung 3 times. I saved your life while sacrificing my own body. So there's that. Mariah, I told you how to look it up. You just didn't go look or what? Don't look at my bathroom. I'm mad at it. I'll put it in fucking timeout. Don't look. That's literally your job as the man. That's why I did it. You just got mad because I did it too loud.
Thick Idiot just resubscribed
Q,
for
Idiot.
49 months. No
40
good deed
over
goes
4 years.
unpunished.
That's right. Thank you, Q Idiot. Thank you. No good deed. That's exactly right. Then, like, 2 hours later, she's like, she came outside and I said, are you still mad because I saved your life, but did it too loud? And she's like, you could have done it better. And I'm like, Mariah, you were getting us both stung by bees. And I yelled, go away. I didn't even cut. It wasn't like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. I was just like, go away. Go away. Is this it? I don't think that's her. Hold on. I know you didn't get stung at all. That's because I was getting stung. Phil is I guess he was dating a new girl. I don't know. He's on a plane, he's holding hands, he's doing weird shit with a new girl. And she is she actually works for an aircraft rental place. Let me see if I can find it over on Shaq. It was a picture he ended up deleting of them holding hands. But the Shaq's already found out who she is. That's her. Right there. Oh, that was her in that other photo then too. Shaq's already found it. There it is. Hey, Dima, I blame the PG hate groups for ruining my marriage with Carrie. Philip, you've been sleeping with Sarah since December of 2025. You're a fucking idiot. Give me 10 million more investment. So her name is Sarah. I can't remember her last name. But he posted a picture. She was appearing. So this is right after his divorce, right? Carrie filed on him. He's lying and saying he filed against her because his therapist told him to. In a solo session, his therapist said, oh, she's projecting because she's cheating on you. You should leave her or some shit. And so he starts posting these photos of him like jet setting. And in these photos, this same female is seen a bunch. It could be anything, right? It could just be a female present on the trip. Turns out he accidentally posted a photo of them holding hands in the back of a car. He later deletes that photo, but we're going to pull it up. Give me a second. I don't think it's a video. I think it's a photo of them holding hands in the back of the car while they're overseas. Then he deletes the photo, but of course Shaq had it. What the fuck? Shaq gets everything. Also, his mom is like on his post about him fucking scamming all his audience out of crypto. I don't know if you've seen all the backlash from the crypto. It's bad. Like some people are already at the time where they're supposed to be able to pull their money out. They're not. They can't. They can't access their money. So there was this vesting period, like a period where you had to hold, like when you invested in his crypto, you couldn't pull your money out for so long, right? You had to leave it in the account. And it's basically so he can guarantee that he gets all his money out before you can get yours out. Basically, is what they're doing, a rug pull. Anyways, there are some people that are eligible now to start withdrawing and they can't. There's another group of people that if they invested in coin A, if they invested like, let's say at least $5,000 in coin A, they were supposed to get like $2,000 worth of coin B. They didn't get the coin B part and they can't get their money back out of coin A, of course. But it was like a bonus for investing. They didn't get that. There were people complaining about it. Oh, that was some of the pictures. Here you go. So she kept popping up in these pictures. You can see her here. Phil's side chick, he cheated on Carrie with since December 2025. Might be. I hear she's a real gold digger. She knew Carrie was married to Phil. For the record, though, Carrie did the same thing to her second husband with Phil. Seems like 3 pieces of shit in a pod, says Shaq. Sarah Pullen Luxury. She apparently, now, from what I looked up, I just Googled. She used to sell real estate, and then she went to, I guess she does private jet rentals, entertainment and sports, global access, private jet advisor. Sarah Pullen at silverair.com. That's her account. And some of the video she shared while she was with Phil. Phil ended up laughing at this post. I want to find the one of them holding hands.
Short videos, and I'm going to try to be as quick as... Okay, guys, I wanted to make another one of these little short videos.
Just resubscribed for 46
Oh, you're almost
months.
at 4 years. Q Idiot was 1 month past 4 years. You're almost at 4 years.
I'm going to try to be as quick as possible because we got a lot of people
Have you seen those 15-year-olds nowadays?
working in here, but I wanted to address pretty large elephant that's been in the room. Sometimes we have
He was on a private jet months ago.
idiot, anonymous bloggers sitting in their mother's basement, blogging, writing articles and blogs and calling this place a scam. No real offices, no real people. Everything's fake. Everything's a scam. Well, that's not what I'm seeing. And you're about to see it yourself that it's not that either. I'll show you something here real quick. Ready?
You can have a bunch of people sitting around computers and it still be a scam. Everybody understands that, right? Like, they could have customer service agents. The rug pool's big enough. They could be paying people salaries to help them with the rug pool. Yeah.
Look at this. This place is thousands.
They have so many boomers calling in asking how to invest in this. They probably have to have at least a few hundred employees doing this.
Square meters. This is just one of the floors. Hundreds of engineers are sitting here.
Engineers.
Look at this. This place is thousands of square meters. This is just one of the floors. Hundreds of engineers are sitting here right now.
Okay, so now he's lying, right? Like, I'm sure they probably rented office space to do this, to this rug pool, because they got so many, and most of his following can't actually doesn't know how to invest, right? They don't know how to do crypto. They don't know how to get a wallet. They don't know how to transfer tokens. They don't know, so they've got to have this customer service. Now, when he's saying multiple floors and they're engineers, bullshit.
Working on something. Look at this. We have a full team doing absolutely everything good. Some of them working through the night. We have studios. We have hardware labs. We have content production over there. And I'm standing right now, right in the very middle.
Hardware labs.
Take a break on the couch.
I bet.
Everybody gets a break. So this guy, this blogger, he writes from behind.
Resubscribed for 44 months. Hey, bought.
Thanks for showing your support with me and the bees, legend. I know I did the right thing. Saving Mariah's life. Would you guys rather have an update that Mariah's like, you yelled too loud, or Mariah's in the fucking hospital? She went into anaphylactic shock. She got stung by bees 115 times. Okay? Jury's out my ass.
Behind a computer, behind a screen, but then he tells you his opinions. But I'm here myself, waving to people right in the middle of all it. So you got to decide who you're going to believe when it comes to this stuff. Look at the cool jiggle thing. Look at this.
Yeah, he keeps going to Belarus.
You got to believe who you're going to believe, but you got to choose to who to believe. So you're going to believe what you see.
And not only is it just this scam that he's doing, the guy that he's with the Dimitri guy or whatever, I can't remember his name. That guy's done this like 50 fucking times. He's got a bunch of scam companies he does this with.
Your own eyes, or are you going to believe some
He just got out of prison before he launched this project.
anonymous idiot writing a blog telling you that none of this is really here? So I think a lot of times you have to really stop letting the noise.
I don't think anybody's claimed that there is no office.
The guys that wanted to.
I mean, I'm sure people know he has to be working out of some type of office.
You got to choose to who to believe. Are you going to believe what you see with your own eyes, or are you going to believe some anonymous idiot writing a blog telling you that none of this is really here? So I think a lot of times you have to really stop letting the noise.
Has anybody claimed that there's not a real company behind this scam? There is. I mean, they incorporated. It's all overseas stuff, so you'll never be able to get your money back. But
Paralyze you, and allow your mind to take over and allow common sense to take over. So I'll be doing more of these later today. Just wanted to show you the back end of the office.
I realize you boys are doing major scam from outside the USA soil. Smart. I feel bad for the people you'll be ripping off. But if you're going to leave pedophile Phil Galuski broke and you use him as the fall guy and he gets to spend a lot of time in prison, I'm all for that. So what do you need to do so long as Phil ends up in prison? Don't try to keep him away from the try to keep him away from the kids while he's there. Also, I'm sure you realize most of Phil's followers are bought and paid for, and he's already scammed his true believers like 7 times over, and I don't think he has many left that can afford another scam where they lose even more money they can't afford to invest. If you're still having all PG Patriot app, PGPA members, if you're still having trouble, having problems accessing the app, please close the app down entirely and reboot your phone. If you're still having issues after the reboot, please email me. Jesus Christ. Remember this day, 6520. This will be Phil's biggest downfall. Minsk, Adam.
And I got a little bit of a surprise.
I want to read something. Hold on. Let me go over. Jennifer Winkler sent me some screenshots, I believe. Sorry, I've been kind of checked out, but all right, here's a post from some of Phil's people about the most recent thing where they're basically supposed, if they invested a certain amount into coin A, then they were supposed to get that plus a bonus coin B because he was trying to get people to go to this new coin. So here's a quote. It says, so what I heard is that because of us, they made 10 times more than they expected to make. And because of this, they chose not to pay our bonus techie. Now, techie is a different coin that was supposed to be paid and promised to us over and over. Most made the decision to buy techie due to this amazing offer, thinking they would get their bonus unlocked techie within days. I'm just going to say coin. I'm not going to keep saying techie. They think they were getting their bonus unlocked coins within days. Some may have made this decision knowing their mortgage or car note was due soon, but it would be okay because they would get their unlocked coin very soon. Not only did it take a month to even set up the process to claim the coins, but we were insulted with a payout of 1 or 2 coins or less. Then they had the audacity to call it a test run to protect us. Keep in mind, releasing in batches was never discussed as a possible option. Maybe this was the plan from the beginning, or maybe they made a miscalculation. If it's a miscalculation was made, that doesn't put much faith in the smartest people in the world working on this crypto project. I think Dima, which is the guy above Phil, cleared it up in the video, though. They made so much more than they expected off of us. They said, screw paying the investors that made this happen for us. Let's instead reinvest the unexpected funds and disregard our loyal supporters. For the ones defending all these decisions, the moves they are making make complete sense. That's not the issue. The issue is we have been blatantly lied to multiple times with zero accountability from Adam leaders. Adam's the company. I think the ones of us who have been in crypto for a while knew liquidity would be an issue. Yes, there is no liquidity is like cashing out, like how much money you can get out of it, right? Liquidity would be an issue. But regardless, the unlocked coins were promised to us. And we just hoped that there were other things behind the scenes that would make this happen that we couldn't see. I have invested in all 4 of Phil's coins and am in almost $50,000 of buy-in. This person's invested $50K with Phil. I didn't need the unlocked coins. The bigger issue is that the rules change daily and the goalpost moves with zero regard to the investor, which has caused me to lose faith in the projects as a whole. That being said, I have no confidence to invest in any future projects until this is made right or the leadership team comes out and truly addresses the lies that they told. How can I have any confidence moving forward? Not that the jiggle cliff date has moved, the cliff date, meaning when you can cash out. I have zero confidence in any of the future cliff dates, like August 17th for ATLA, ATLA. So again, Dima said they made 10x over what they could have ever dreamed of with this coin. And instead of rewarding the investors with only what they already promised and nothing more, the decision was made to not pay us. Hopefully leadership sees this and makes some changes and takes some accountability before they lose all their investors. I saw it advertised. I did not watch it, Dr. J.
Show to
Like, oh, this is the rawest, best interview I've ever had. Do we need to watch it?
film tonight. It's not going to be a live show because, again, the time difference between here and wherever you are, especially if you're in the United States, is incredibly crazily high. Right now it's morning for some of you guys, and it's already 7 p.m. here. So I'm going to do another show tonight. It's going to be pretty content-driven. It's going to be post-edited with a lot of our techie software and a lot of the stuff that we have within Atom Global that is going to, start hitting the market here soon. So plan on, I don't know what time yet, but I'll put the link up pretty soon, and it'll have a time on it. And then just like last show, it'll be posted.
And listen, they're getting scammed left and right. Listen to this. Okay, this is another post. I'm reading it straight from Phil's group. I did not, in fact, secure a $500 techie pack last week. I worked with my manager last Friday. Now, your manager is these people that Phil just showed in the office, okay? That's the managers. The managers help people invest. It says, I worked with my manager last Friday to try to finish the second half of the purchase. I bought the $500 worth of our techie in Boostify, on the platform Boostify. I had a claim button light up. Then it popped up and said I needed an additional $500 of TRX on TronLink to complete my purchase. My ledger live window would not open on the computer. So the manager, again, Phil's people, the manager, the people he just showed in that office, the manager told me I could put my seed words, which is basically like, it's your seed words are bigger than your password. It's like password recovery. I could put my seed words into TronLink and access my XRP to finish the purchase. Unfortunately, that opened me to a hacker that stole all of my XRP. $13,000 of XRP gone. And I still do not have the Arteki I was trying to purchase. I logged into Boostify just now and found out they took that too. I did use the AI to check my manager was a real member. The AI confirmed he was good. This is a mess, and now I have nothing and out the money to boot. Beware, folks. Again, could you imagine you teaching your grandma to buy crypto? And not just crypto, to buy multiple different types of crypto at the drop of a hat on multiple different platforms with multiple different wallets. Like, it was hard enough to teach my parents how to text. You know what I'm saying? The managers, when they think they can get away with it, the managers are scamming people, and they're telling people to use some AI platform to make sure your managers are a real employee and not just somebody else on Telegram. But who knows who the fuck they're even, like somebody could be working under Phil as a manager, and every fifth person they just scam. You know what I mean? And being like, oh no, I'm valid. Sorry, because you put your seed words into a message, I didn't steal your seed words, but some other hacker intercepted our messages and stole it. See what this is. Hold on. This is the our techie thing. Our techie. This is one of the new ones.
Have you ever cried watching an animated film or felt goosebumps from a single frame? Well,
I'll read what's posted about this. Let me read it. It says, Phil's retards think these people think people would buy these tokens to make Disney films. They think this company is secretly backed by Trump and part of Q, and Phil's been planning it for years to take down the cabal, and they think they are millionaires. Now watch it with that in mind. Have you ever seen a movie that made you cry?
Have you ever cried watching an animated film or felt goosebumps from a single frame? Well, if you have, then that's really great animation that you've
Why would Phil and Q and Trump need to make a platform that allows you to make Disney-like films to take down the cabal?
just watched, because it's not just a picture technology, it's pure emotion. Open any social media today and it might already seem like AI rules the world. All those beautifully generated videos, hyper-realistic faces, and you can think,
by the way, this is the same thing Jiggle was doing, but music, remember?
that Hollywood is no longer needed and that anyone with a laptop can make a blockbuster, but that is an illusion. Now try turn those beautiful pictures into something real, an animated movie or series. Create a story that actually makes the viewer feel something, and boom, you hit a wall. AI gives you zero control. A character turns their head, the face changes unnaturally, the camera moves, the background changes. You can't guide the viewer's gaze or create a dramatic pause, not at all. You can't even make them hold their breath at the right moment. And without being able to do that, there is no cinema, or most importantly, no emotion. But now, there is the classic 3D production. There, the production control is absolute, but a single Disney-level animated film costs hundreds of millions of dollars and takes 3 years or so to make. 3 years to tell one single story, which means that the market is stuck. You're going to get fast and soulless, or brilliant and insanely expensive and slow. However,
like, I could understand if you're like into animation, or you're into making movies or making music, and you think this is cutting edge and it's changing and this is something about, but these are just random people, and somehow they've convinced themselves that this is part of taking down the deep state cabal.
we at Arteki have found
That Phil's been working on this since he was working for the government.
a third way. At Arteki, we don't even try to force AI to do what it wasn't built for. Instead, we're developing a hybrid technology, one that triggers emotions, goosebumps, tears, and laughter, only we're making it happen dozens of times faster and more accessible than ever before. How does it work? Well, we have the Unreal Engine, which gives absolute control over the scene, lighting, and cameras. We utilize our own in-house motion capture system,
Unreal Engine's available to everybody.
which creates live dynamics and real body physics. And only at that final stage do we bring in AI. But here's what makes us unique. We train a separate neural model for each character. This provides absolute consistency, no glitches, no face changes, no tells of AI, and instead we deliver a fully rounded Hollywood-level picture while maintaining 100% directorial control over every single frame. So, imagine this. You are the director. You can control every nuance and
I kind of feel bad for the people getting scammed, and I kind of fucking don't. Like, I don't know.
look of the character, every camera shot, every shadow. But instead of having to manage an army of animators and 3 years of work, you have 6 months. Instead of spending the budget of a small country, you have just a fraction to spend of your competitors. With our tech and know-how, studios who normally release 15 movies a year can now release 100 without having to optimize or reduce the quality of the product. And we don't want to hide the technology. No. So we're developing a platform where one person sitting at home with their computer can create awesome animation. From the main character to the final scene, all
Animators can already do this.
and for a cost that previously wouldn't even cover one day of a studio's work. We're giving open access to the cinema and content production industries, and this is where talent stops depending on budget. This entire ecosystem, studio production, the creative platform, the computing power operates on the techie token. It's a utility token with a very strict, transparent economy. Creators will buy computing power on the platform, and if they pay with the techie token, they'll get a significant discount. This creates constant and consistent real demand. And here is what's important.
I asked one of Phil's followers in the Phil Godlewski discussion group on Facebook or whatever, like, if this is true and Phil's made this one coin and take over and blah, 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 and everybody should invest in it and we're all going to be millionaires, why is there like 9 different coins now and 5 different companies? Well, when they're just one coin to make you a millionaire, why do you have to invest in this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and this one?
We don't return these tokens to the market. We burn them. Every rendered frame, every action on the creative platform permanently reduces the number of tokens in circulation. Demand grows, supply falls. The animation industry is on the verge of the greatest transformation in its history. For the first time, technology allows us to create Hollywood-level emotions, except now that it's fast, accessible, totally without compromise. The techie token is your opportunity to become part of this industry defining transformation right here and right now.
Again, no one's watching out for this, right? Because even the president is doing, crypto scams and shit. So who's gonna take down Phil? You know what I mean? Like, people can't get their money. It's still locked. Some of them hit their vested dates. They still can't pull out. Let's watch one of these. We were talking about the Brad Barton with the creator. As much as I hate to hear Brad Barton, here's one of his interviews. There's like 5 on here. I thought there was just like one big one, but there's a bunch of different ones. He's selling everything, even blockchain sports, which is what Dima originally went to fucking jail for.
As of today, you find yourself standing in the most incredibly remote and deepest part of the entire Minsk experience. It is a hidden corner of the world where very few people ever get the chance to visit or explore. This place right here is what I consider to be my personal nest. I don't really know the best way to describe
Was he reading a script?
it, but you could call it a true family nest and so on. My dear parents actually live very close by to this spot. They are located literally just 2 kilometers away through the thick trees of the forest, and that is exactly where
Also, if this was such a great opportunity, this guy has tried to get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people to promote it. He got Phil and Brad. Out of all the famous people, Phil and Brad.
my father and mother live their daily lives. I grew up right here, deep within the very heart of this ancient forest. I mean, I spent my entire childhood exploring every corner of these familiar areas, and this place truly means much
This
more
is
to me
fake
than
as hell. What is
where I
this?
lived. I suppose I had plenty of valid reasons why I could have left Belarus behind for good. Most of it was related to the significant troubles I had back in
Most of it was related to extradition laws.
2018, which was the difficult period when I found myself serving time in prison. So, when I take a moment to look back on everything that happened during those years,
At least he's telling people you're in prison now.
complicated situation finally came to an end back in 2020, I was faced with a very difficult
It's like they used AI to fucking translate for him or something. Like that's not his voice. Or not a human cadence.
choice about what I should do next. Absolutely everyone I knew, all my close friends, all my relatives, and even my professional colleagues, they were all saying the same thing. Dima, you didn't manage to build a successful business here in this country. You really should leave. They told me that with your brains and your incredible energy, you could easily go to almost any other country in the world and build a brand new life or a great business there instead. You are chasing the career of your dreams, a fulfilling life, and everything else you have ever wanted. And 95% of the people who were around me at that specific time in my life told me that it was impossible. There actually weren't that many of them left, because when people suddenly find themselves in a truly bad, incredibly difficult situation, life is just built in that particular way. Those very people who once made solemn promises to stay with you until the very end of your life, swearing to protect you and support you through thick and thin, those are often the first to disappear when things get tough. A's for people, very few of them remain today. So essentially, only my immediate family stayed with me, along with my two very loyal and close friends, my two supportive brothers, and well, a few distant relatives I still know, and that's really it. But everyone who called themselves my friends when I had a lot of money back in 2016 and 2017, they all completely vanished from my life. And so, later on in 2020, when I finally faced that difficult choice, honestly, the primary reason I stayed here was because of my parents. I will definitely make sure to introduce you to my wonderful mom and my dear dad in the next few days. They don't speak any English at all, but my mom specifically said to me,
Brad's like, this is the realest interview we've ever had with anybody ever that's ever existed.
absolutely have to see Brad Barton. I really have to see Brock Barton. She told me, I want to see their incredible energy, I want to feel them, and I truly need to look them
That's
right
all
in the
fucking
eyes.
made up.
That is just exactly how my mom is. She will be flying back to Belarus very soon, but right now she is staying in Turkey for a while. Right now I am here with my sister, my biological sister. I mean, this is truly what she's been striving for her whole entire life, just to travel. So now she's finally on a big trip, and my dad is at home right now, carefully sharpening knives. He has a very specific
sharpening.
hobby. He sharpens a lot of different knives. We'll show you later. He's a hunter, and he's also a fisherman. Well, you'll see it all for yourself a bit later on. So, this place where we are right now, I was once in. Back in 2020, I first got on a bike. At that time, I didn't have a car, I didn't have any ATVs, and I didn't have anything at all. I only had a massive debt of over $500,000 and a huge number of overwhelming problems that had to be solved. I just got on a bike. It was the very first day when my whole situation finally ended, and I rode the bike to this exact spot. And then, 6 years ago, I promised myself right here in this place. I decided that I would build myself a house, and this house, I approached it, of course,
I
from
think they used AI to
business
translate.
perspective, thinking that by building this
Because they're hearing the translation in their ear. That's why they got this headphone in. But they used AI to translate this or something. It does not come off as regular human cadence. You know what I mean? Like the pauses and the way the words, something's wrong here.
ambitious madness. Yes, I can certainly call it madness. I wanted to eventually break even, to make it pay off in the long run. Well, I mean, I simply had to find a way to get the initial
Also, I can understand I understand when some people see dollar signs and they're taken from people they've never met, people that are online, people they've never talked to, never been around, blah blah blah. I just don't understand how you can do that, right? Like eventually you got to think like, who are these people? Or see posts about people not paying their house payment or losing their cars or such in the hospital. We got to I got to save up money or I need to cash out or I hope this pays out so I can afford cancer like, how can you keep fucking doing that, dude?
investment money back somehow. And that is exactly when the innovative neurodesign project was first born.
Yes, they're basically in Russia with this scammer who has been arrested in Europe already for scamming people with crypto. Now they're helping him scam American audiences with crypto. Before it was like a big Europe thing with soccer teams and shit like that.
And we really wanted to apply all the possible cutting-edge technologies that were available to us at the time. We had to carefully examine every single technology that already existed in the world, plus develop our own unique solutions in order to visualize all of this and build something that is, let's say, completely non-standard. We wanted to create something that is very, let's say, unusual and that will eventually become, to a significant extent, a true calling card for many different reasons. This will be the very first calling card we produce naturally, especially if we are talking about the deep importance of building long-term professional relationships. Then I realized I really needed a dedicated place where I could personally invite all my close business partners, dear friends, and family members to stay. I wanted to ensure they wouldn't have to deal with staying in a cold hotel when they fly into our country. Instead, they would have a warm home here with us.
So he's made millions. He's built like a place that he brings people to wine and dine them and get them to, fleece their audience.
I truly believe that nothing brings people closer together than the experience
I don't understand what new information he's bringing here. Why anybody would trust him? You know what I mean? Like,
of visiting a partner or a longtime friend in their own space. I am absolutely certain that someday soon we will have the wonderful opportunity to meet again, and I will fly over to see you as well, to your home. But likewise, you'll have the opportunity to travel across the world to visit my own home at any time. I think that in about
his mouth's not moving right either. It's AI.
3 or 4 months, we'll successfully complete this entire chapter of our lives, and then I'll be ready to invite you here once again. I showed you today exactly where you'll be, and I tell them that I truly drive and get all the
Do
money.
they speak the whole interview?
Something that is also very, very relaxing.
Or they just smile and nod?
Stopping, I'll continue time are now finally materializing right before our eyes. I mean, I am absolutely certain you can see for yourself. Then later on,
They completely cut out their talking
Therefore,
parts.
your journey. Yeah, that is exactly it. Brock, yes, I am here. You, but all of us together, right? And I really will follow in your footsteps. Actually, let's just say you have effectively opened this wide door for thousands of people who will follow in your footsteps. Actually, who will follow us. That is probably a more accurate way to put it, because it is not just you, but all of us together, right? And I really want to thank you for going full steam ahead with us on this entire journey. Yeah, that is exactly it. Brock, yes, I am here. And now, because of all that, I want you to take a moment to, please ask me, I want you to share your feelings. I want you to talk about what you've seen. So, today is day 2, and we have so much more ahead of us.
By the way, Brad's son got him into this. Well, first of all, he had a friend call him and say, I need to borrow $10,000, blah, 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 and I want to invest it in this crypto. And Brad's like, I don't know, drug his feet or whatever. And the guy called back and said, you're not going to believe it. That $10,000 would be worth $1 million right now. But I can't get it out for 2 years. But it's worth it. It's in my account. I'm sitting here looking at it. Yeah, it's a rug pull, bud. You're going to think you're making money until all the liquidity's gone. Until they've pulled all the money out of it, the actual cash, and you're holding a bunch of crypto that's worthless.
I mean, we still have 5 more companies to visit and 3 different offices ahead. We have the excitement of drift racing waiting for us. We have the beauty of hot air balloons ahead. We will actually fly in a hot air balloon together. I'll take you up over Belarus. We have so much planned. We'll go to so many places. We are going to head down the winding river together very soon. I am already in the middle of arranging every single detail of the trip right now, so you can see exactly how it will unfold. The Hogans are definitely coming along. Cynthia and her young son will be there to enjoy the view. We also have...
By the way, his son, he was good at ball or whatever, but he's fucking retarded. He better be very good at playing ball.
And John joining the group, and we will have 5 colorful balloons floating with our team, accompanied by the full professional camera crew who will be capturing every journey as we go.
On a hot air balloon?
So we can film this.
No way, I trust this guy more now.
Hot air balloons taking flight. Yeah, so believe me, it is going to be a truly unforgettable.
All right, I can't watch this bullshit anymore. Let's go back to videos. So that was the one we just watched. AI drift car with no driver. Dima's AI designed house. Our jaws hit the floor.
This pocket-sized pressure...
It's going to be floor jaws. Get ready.
It strips a...
Dislocations are coming.
...concrete in 30 seconds, which is exactly why...
That's AI as fuck, dude. Hold on.
There's a new power wash nozzle out there, and it's the most savage...
No fucking way. Look, it's just... That's not even hooked up.
In just a few...
It's not even hooked up to a pressure washer.
Safety rules.
It's just hooked up to a water hose. They showed it cutting a log in half.
That means a weaker stream. Pathetic cleaning power.
No, this is not hooked up to a pressure washer. This is just water hose.
This current version does. It's called...
And they're selling them online as if they're pressure washers.
No electricity.
That's AI as fuck.
No pump.
That's all fake. Look at it.
Engineered compression.
Look at it.
That accelerates your water flow and turns any standard...
They must have used Jiggle to make this.
...cleaning machine. 100% mechanical.
Remember when Phil used to sell those battery-powered little chainsaws? He's like, I'll take them on our hikes whenever we go on a hike and, you know, trim all the trees out of the trail.
Now it's real.
Did he say now Israel? We get it. The guy's got money. He's scamming people. We understand that part. You're supposed to be making him look trustworthy. Not like an evil supervillain. Here's my lair in Russia. AI designed house. Shut the fuck up. The AI swinging the hammer, putting in the screws, hanging the fucking sheetrock. Our jaws hit the floor. They tried to cook us in Belarus. The Brad and Brock podcast, Blockchain Sports. The man behind everything we're building. This one's only 18 minutes, but it's Dima again.
The Fed installed a kill switch in your bank account.
You guys remember what
$100,000.
Dima's been to jail. What did Dima go to jail for before? Prison before? What did he do? Surely not, a crypto scam. That'd be wild.
I do not often appear in public, and those who know me, they know very well that I am much more accustomed to proving things with real results. I am, in a way, a builder, and I'm the one who sits behind closed doors and is always building something. For those people who believe in me, I lead a fairly public lifestyle. On my social media, you see what's happening around me, but as you've noticed, you very rarely get to see me sharing what's going on inside of me. That is, I share my thoughts mostly with my private team, with whom I work, with whom I interact. Today is probably that rare occasion when I have come to realize that it's time to pull back yet another curtain and share even more candid and honest information with my...
Again, AI translated speech. It just doesn't, it's not a natural speech pattern. It's not even natural if he was reading a script. You know how some people read very stilted when they're reading off a script? It's not even that, it's AI.
Community, my partners, my colleagues, and my friends. And I think today is going to be quite interesting. So I think each of you should definitely take the time to watch this if you have not already. Make yourselves comfortable and listen carefully. Oh, and by the way, I'm real. This isn't an avatar. I'm real, but since my English isn't quite at the perfect level yet, I'm currently speaking in Russian. What you're hearing right now is actually me, but in English. And this is, in fact, part of one of our technologies that allows us to take a Russian language video and using lip syncing technology, lip movement, and voice cloning technology, meaning this is my voice, translate a Russian video or any other video.
Yeah, AI can already do that. You're not inventing anything new.
In any other language into the language we want to get as a result. Consider this, in a way, a free demonstration of what we're building. I've always stuck to one strategy.
But we can tell by how stilted it is. It is not perfect. It's not seamless. So obviously you can tell. Who are you and how did you become the leader of an ecosystem that tens of thousands of people believed in?
And this strategy is probably...
What a fucking layup. Who are you and why are you so goddamn amazing?
Fundamental in our company that people always invest in people. Not in tokens, not in technologies, not in programs, in people. Why? Because people are, let's say, the vector that an investor follows. If you truly believe in a person, if their credibility is high, then why not choose to follow them? Maybe, just maybe, they will succeed after all. And together as a team, you will reach the result you are expecting, the outcome you have been hoping for, and perhaps even more. Trusting in people, especially those who have proven themselves, can sometimes make all the difference. The only thing perhaps worth considering in this whole story is that you must never give up. That is, when you blindly believe in what you're doing, the only thing that can stop you is yourself. You can just stop and perhaps relying on some internal logic of your own, stop and say, you won't succeed.
I think they just wanted Phil and Brad to rug pull their people, but they did so well with it. That's why they said, okay, we want a bigger piece. Let's start our own company and we'll be a subsidiary of your company and we'll keep doing this with multiple coins.
So you can't give up. I'm from Belarus, a country with an incredibly strong engineering school, a country where people are born and from early childhood learn IT technologies, learn how to build. And the term IT isn't just some trendy word in our country.
Yeah, you guys know. Belarus. Well known for being the computer geniuses of the world.
It's probably a way of life, and tens of thousands of people follow this lifestyle in our country, and naturally they create very strong projects. We are a nation of engineers and builders. My path has not been easy. There were moments when it was very difficult. There were betrayals. There were moments when it seemed that was it. There were simply no options left. And there were situations where I was left all alone with myself. Moments where everything truly depended only on me and my own alter ego, that inner voice inside, which kept telling me that I had no choice but to keep going, to move forward. Probably to some extent, or maybe even to a considerable degree, this is what really shaped my personality. And to some extent, it definitely influenced who I am today, the person I have become. And I am certain, absolutely sure, that it has toughened me up significantly, making me stronger and more resilient. I realized one important thing. If you want to build something truly big, if you want to create something you deeply and blindly believe in, you must be ready to go through hell. And perhaps you may have to do it more than once.
Got to pitch himself as the smartest man in the world, and yet he's building shit crypto coins to sell on podcasts, right? He's not fucking curing cancer. He's not programming for the new space mission, right? He's building crypto coins that Brad Barton peddles to his elderly audience.
These are the periods of life that I had to go through. I'm a technologist in a way.
This is the same group of people. I guess it's just where they're getting old. This is the same group of people that taught me when I was young, if it's too good to be true, it is, right? Like the boomers. That's who they're fucking stealing from.
I'm a CEO. But first and foremost, I'm a human being, a person who set a goal to give a chance to hundreds, maybe even thousands of people to show themselves at their limit.
They're like, look, you just put this money in here and you can't touch it for 2 years. But as soon as I put it in, I put in $10,000 and it told me it's worth $11 million. And in 2 years, I can just pull it out and it'll go up.
To show what they're capable of, and through joint efforts, reach a result that the masses simply don't believe in. And this isn't a business strategy. It's my life's path to some extent. I always told myself that I was destined to build this. It's my personal bet, in a way, one that I will never ever back down from. In 2023, I had an idea, a huge idea, but without a vote of confidence from others, this idea is really just a dream, something that remains only in your imagination. And when I was finally given a huge vote of confidence, several people at that important moment saw in me exactly the same thing that I had always seen in myself, which made all the difference. They told me that we're ready to take a risk, we're ready to trust you, and thanks to that, we built the very foundation on which which our entire ecosystem is built today. Without them, there would be no blockchain sports, no Atleta, no Jiggle, no Arteca, no Imba. There would be nothing. Coca-Cola Arena, remember? Well, that was the moment when we announced ourselves to the whole world. And thanks to these people, this event took place where we were able to present our projects. And I want to say to each
Not to mention, but living in like a Slavic country, he's even wealthier than you know what I mean? Like he's even wealthier than he seems. I said this a bunch of time when Phil was grifting and talking about having $1 million here and this, that, and talking about getting millions of dollars. Like, go live overseas, bro. Right? You can hire the best fucking educators for your kids. They can go to college wherever the fuck they want. Go somewhere where your money's got a fucking multiplier on it. Ty Lopez. Knowledge. I got this Ferrari in my garage, but you know what's more valuable? Books. Got all these books.
of them, to everyone who believed in us, to everyone who took a risk when there was nothing, when there were just words, presentations, that none of you are forgotten. I remember absolutely everyone. And thanks to you, today, we are able to step onto the global stage. From 2023 to 2025, we walked that very path that built the foundation we stand on today, where we turned from an idea into a real ecosystem that a large number of products rely on today.
Ty Lopez was the first person to really successfully market a course that I ever saw on YouTube, where he was rich, famous, had the house, had the car, had everything, was talking about the books and telling people like anybody can be social media marketing manager. I've got a course. Here it is. And I think at the time it was like $1,800 or something for his course, and people were buying it hand over foot, dude.
And you are that foundation, you are that rock on which everything stands. And you know what? These people believe to this day. I receive hundreds of messages every month saying that they believe in us, they support us, because they see that those projects, what seemed like an idea back then, are turning into reality today, step by step. And it's no longer just a project, it's already an ecosystem that shows results, that shows the first metrics. They see that there's no longer any doubt about whether it will work or not. It's already happening, it's already working. At the end of 2025, Brad Barton gave me a vote of confidence, and he passed that vote of confidence onto his community. A community that believed in me because they believed in Brad. You know, there are people whom you meet and immediately realize that the person is real. No masks, no games. Pure faith and a pure heart. Brad is exactly like that. A man with 30.
I don't know that Dimitri and Brad will ever have a falling out because they're both going to get the money. You know what I mean? Like they're in the echelon where they're going to get paid.
Years of experience in business. He's seen it all. He's seen projects that took off. He's seen projects that failed. He has an intuition that you can't buy for any amount of money. And when Brad looked at what we were building, he believed and he said, I'll help you guys. He told me personally, Dima, I'm with you. And when we finally met in person, he looked at me and said, I'm telling you once again, no matter what happens, Dima, I am with you until the end. And those words, I'm with you, meant even more to me than any contract ever could. We flew to Panama with literally just carry-on luggage, no guarantees, into the complete unknown. And Brad was right there. For several months, we lived and worked there, building everything from scratch. I saw how he gives his all, how he...
Weird they didn't just come to the U.S. where both Brad and Phil lived to build out their company. They had to do it in Panama.
People, how he prays for every single person in our community. Brad is the moral compass of our ecosystem. He's the person who reminds all of us, our entire team, why we're doing this. And he doesn't do it for the money. He does it for the people. To give each of them the tools to move from the world of insiders into our inner world. He saw our team, he saw the technology in action, and he told his community, it's real, I've seen it, I vouch for it. Brad is my brother. And he believed in me back then when things were difficult, when it was tough. And for that, I respect him very much. At the start of 2026,
they're investing in, even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Give them as much charity as possible. Spin it in the most positive light. They're investing in the bleeding edge of AI technology. The top of the top. And they're telling you that it does things that no other, like there's billions of dollars going into OpenAI and Grok and all these, no other technology can do this. They're the only people. They've cornered the market. They've got the only program that can do this. And you got to trust them and understand this technology and why it's so valuable. And the guy who can't turn on his own computer and open up a second screen to show you something on that screen during a live stream is saying, trust me, I've seen it with my own two eyes. In Panama, not the U.S.
Phil believed in me, Phil Gudlevsky. And that became the final fuel that we needed.
Whoa, that was AI as fuck. Hold on. That's not even Phil. Did you see that? Normal speed.
Very much. At the start of 2026, Phil believed in me, Phil Gudlevsky.
That's not even Phil, dude. Who the fuck is that?
And that became the final fuel that we needed when it was...
Did they just take a picture of him and say, hey, make him walking and talking down the hall or something?
And for that, I respect him very much. At the start of 2026, Phil believed in me, Phil Gudlevsky.
Yeah, his face is shifting,
the final fuel that we needed. Who is Phil?
Got a face made out of scarab beetles or something.
Standing behind him, and they stand behind him not because of money, not because of business. They stand behind him because of the truth. All his life, Phil has spoken the truth. His people believe in him because time and again he proves his honesty. Phil risked everything. Reputation, honor, sometimes
Neither one. These are not real
even
videos.
his life. And the story Phil told me, it shocked me to some extent.
None of that's
People still
real.
exist. When Phil saw our ecosystem, he told me it was what he'd been waiting for years. It's the tool that he wants to give to his community, to give his
Feels so prideful about him. Like, I'm not doubting that this guy knows probably about computer programming and crypto or whatever, right? He scammed a bunch of people with it. He probably does know what's going on, like behind the scenes, and how to build out a token and NFTs and all that shit. Feels so prideful. He's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. He can't admit that he doesn't know what's going on, right? Like, can you explain this to me in a way I can understand it? Phil's just gonna be like, yep, that's the same way I would have done it, man. That's how I'm planning on building my crypto. Yep. I used to do this for the NSA. Yep, same deal. I've been waiting on this my whole life for somebody to do it. I thought I was gonna have to do it, but here you are.
people real opportunities. And he joined in with such passion, such energy, that it gave a major boost to our entire ecosystem. Phil sees the industry like few others do. He understands where the world is heading. And we found such a strong and genuine synergy with him, where I truly compliment him and he, in turn, compliments me. I am the hands that, with the help and support of technology, will carefully create what we have come up with together. I'm immensely grateful to him for every broadcast, every word, every person he's brought in. Phil doesn't just promote us, he believes in us. And this belief is contagious. It's passed from us to the community, from the community to us, and back already as a result. Phil, in a way, sees the industry and I build the products. He speaks and I do. He shows the direction and I pave the way. And so together, the early people, Brad, Phil, we've reached the stage that many don't even dream of. Phil and Brad are the final fuel that gave us the power to reach the moon. And so together, the early people, Phil.
So Phil and Brad are combining their DNA.
Brad, our team, we're in a rocket flying toward the moon. And you know what? We don't just see it, it's already close. Atom Global is a holding company that includes an entire ecosystem of projects. For
I only know one way to combine DNA, but
example, the blockchain sport project raised over $200 million in 2024 and 2025. The Jiggle, MBA, and Article projects raised over $150 million in 2025 and 2026. And I'm the head of these significant projects, and I'm also the head of these factories. I am actively involved at a high level in every stage of what happens inside these factories. Jiggle is a next-generation social network that combines the social networks everyone is used to, the music players everyone is used to, and the messengers everyone is used to, which we actively use today to exchange information and files, something that no social network on the global market currently provides in full. Our MBA is our answer to a broken industry. It is a decentralized platform that, thanks to our technologies, will give tens of thousands of young artists the opportunity to achieve significant results. Techie is a production ecosystem, huge amounts of money.
I don't understand why they're like, what would the world be without music? Every true musician or person that's in the industry or that's involved in record labels, this, that, and the other, unless they're like some type of penny pinching accountant, everybody is over the top against bringing AI into artwork. Like artists, musicians, anybody that does some form of art, they're like, hell no. It's first of all, it's not right. It sounds like shit. It doesn't make a good song. It's taking money away from us. It's taking the soul out of the art. We can't have AI. There's a big thing right now with AI just stealing people's artwork. And all the artists are calling out AI accounts, like that new fucking, hold on. What was that? There's a new AI song that everybody's calling AI. Luke Bryan says it's not, but let me read you the lyrics, okay? Here's the first verse. Everybody's calling Luke Bryan out for being AI and like trying to cancel his ass. But anyways, it says, if it wasn't for the tax man, wasn't for bills, if it wasn't for the traffic in my windshields, if it wasn't always somewhere to be, and my life was really up to me, if I could have it my own way, you know, let me tell you how every day would go. And here's the chorus. Wake up, coffee, camo, climb tree, wet line, 18, fish hunt, golf drink, all fall, all spring, all summer long. I'll be living it up and living it on. A country boy's dream, fish, hunt, golf, drink. And people are like, no, this is 100% AI. No, hell no. We're not listening to this bullshit. Wake up, coffee. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the oh, I fucked that up. Derek wrote that shit. Jimmy No, it's Jimmy Fallon. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon does a song where he's like, wake up, this, do that. It's a Trump thing.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. President. Now you're a big Knicks fan. Who's your favorite?
You know what I'm talking? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Well, the Knicks have won. President Trump has been ordering daily attacks on Iran's military infrastructure. Trump claims the U.S.
Arab Emirates.
Monday, invasion. Tuesday,
Here.
speech. Wednesday, briefing. Struggle not to fall asleep. Thursday, Google, where's Iran? I should probably think of plan. Make announcement on TikTok. Supreme leaders now Kid Rock. Build a ballroom, throw a bash. Put some lotion on neck rash. Watch the market, drop and crash. Urkel vibes, did I do that? Sleep then 10, then run a mile. JK, white out Epstein files. Take a break, enjoy the weekend. While we're at it, invade Greenland. 10, sleep rash, need more lotion. Throw more files in the ocean. 10 more sleep or rest my eyes. Wake me when I win peace prize. Monday, invasion. Tuesday, speech. Wednesday.
That's what it reminds me of. But here's the song. I'm going to get demonetized for this, but I want you to at least hear the chorus. It does not sound like a human
Michaela
song.
Robertson 81 gifted Mjmnbsna subscription. Michaela Robertson 81 gifted a tier 1 sub to Mjmnbsn. They have
God,
given 64
it cannot say
gift
Marianne
subs in the
Mann's name.
channel.
Thank you for the gifted sub. Listen.
Wake up, coffee. They eat shit. Climb tree with my 18 fish like golf. Wake up, coffee. They eat shit. Climb tree with my 18 fish like golf.
Why does he say 18? Someone tell me what he's saying here. Okay, listen closely. I'm going to read you the words again. This is the chorus. Wake up. Okay, so wake up. Coffee. Drink coffee. Camo. So you're going hunting. Okay. Climb tree. Either you're just climbing a tree for fun or maybe you're in a tree stand to hunt. Wet line. So when you wet a line, you go fishing, right? 18. Then it says, then after the 18, I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. Wet line 18. Then it says fish, hunt, golf, drink. Oh, 18 holes, you think? It's just weird that he just said 18 randomly. I guess it could be 18 holes. I don't know.
Are spent on production worldwide. Everything we see on screens, everything we see on our phones, everything we see on TV, on billboards, in the cinema. Hundreds of billions of dollars are spent on this annually. And we have created technologies that allow us to speed up these processes.
He could have said something like golf tee or something like just wet line 18.
Which significantly reduce production costs. And this is what we want to surprise the production world with. And here is what is most important.
I thought he was saying at first AT, and then the next line was going to start with V, like ATV.
In our ecosystem, one project helps another. Perhaps if we took one of our projects individually, it would be difficult for
That's right,
on the global stage. But when you go together, when music strengthens production, production strengthens traffic, traffic strengthens sports, and sports strengthens music again, it all loops into one big.
Does anybody believe in any? I can't believe they've got so many old people investing in it. And what's the craziest thing is these old people literally think they're multimillionaires. Like they can log into their account, they invested $10,000, and it'll tell them it's worth, $800,000. Now they can't draw it out. Right, they can't get it out. It's a vesting period. They got to wait, blah, blah, blah. But here's the kicker. Just before the vast amounts of money are unlocked, the people who hold the largest amounts of cash in there are going to pull their cash out. They're going to cash out. Then what's going to happen? If I own 100 tokens, let's see. So let's say I own 100 tokens and they're worth $20 a piece is what I bought them for. So I have $2,000, right? Now, let's say they go up to, it goes up to $80 a piece, okay? So I got $8,000. This is me, okay? And it's still 100 tokens. The price just went up, okay? But Brad and Phil own 5 million tokens. Right, that they didn't even pay for. Now their tokens are also worth 40, then up to 80. So let's say I can sell in 24 months. And over these 24 months, it goes from 40 to 80 to $200 a token, let's say, or whatever, right? $3,000 a token, doesn't matter. While mine's going up, theirs is going up too because we both own shares. Now, I can't sell for 24 months. They are unlocked. So if anybody sells or a mass sell-off happens, the price goes down, okay? Nobody can sell for 24 months, or none of us can sell for 24 months. Only Brad or Phil could, but it would make the price go down, a big sell-off like that, okay? So they're not going to. When would be, even if they're not trying to fuck anybody, even if Brad and Phil are not trying to fuck you over, when would be the best time for them to sell all of their tokens? It would be right before this 24 months expires, right? Because they can't, they don't know if at 24 months someone's going to sell a bunch and make their value go down, right? Now, what they're going to tell you is we'll hold forever. We'll hold, we're not selling. I'm in this for the long haul, blah, 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 whatever. The most beneficial time for them to sell is right before this 24 months hit, when they're the only people that could possibly sell. Then Brad and Phil and Dimitri and anybody else that were given these unlocked tokens. So when they sell at 23 months and 29 days or whatever, and suddenly a fucking half of the tokens that are on the market get sold, and it's like a panic sell-off, same way with the stock market, what happens to the price of that good now? Do you think it's still going to be worth $3,000? No, it's going to be worth not even what you fucking paid for it. It's going to be worth pennies or fractions of pennies because the vast majority of them sold and pulled all the money out of it. They try to get around this and say, oh, no, this isn't possible because there's a use for our tokens because people can jiggle it or fucking techie it or what. No, there's not. Name someone, anyone in your life that didn't invest in this, that you could go to right now and be like, hey, they don't know Phil, they don't know Brad, they don't know Dimitri, they don't know me, they haven't invested in this, they don't watch any of those podcasts, and you could go up to them and say, hey, did you see what's going on with Jiggle? And they'd be like, oh yeah, I love that app, use it all the time, that's where I met my baby mama. No. Okay? But now imagine anybody in the world, even if they don't have an account, that you could go to and be like, hey, did you hear about Facebook? And they're like, oh, I know what Facebook is. You know what I mean? They're trying to pitch you like, oh, Jiggle's like Facebook, but for people who want to make music. No, it's not. It doesn't have any recognition. I don't know anybody that uses these apps outside of you guys all downloaded it. You guys invested in it. Phil talks about it. Brad talks about it. Hell, they don't even talk about it no more that they've moved on to a different token. Right? Jiggle's the past. They're investing in other things now. It doesn't have name recognition. It doesn't have a use case. It literally is, let's all trap a bunch of money in here. The fear of missing out, the trade volume is driving the price up, and before they can sell it, we'll sell ours. Before you can sell yours, I'm going to sell mine. You're not going to have any.
Your bank account. If you have over $100,000 sitting in a traditional.
Hello, everyone.
Imagine me and all of you guys, let's say me, all you guys, and all of Phil's followers. Let's say there's 1 million of us. And I tell you, hey, we're going to take all of our savings accounts and combine them into one savings account, and nobody can touch it for 2 years. And let's say we end up with $10 million. Right? But you find out the nobody can touch it for 2 years only applies to you guys. It doesn't apply to me. It only applies to everyone else besides me. And then you find out that the first person to access the account can take as much as they want. Not we're going to split it evenly. Not we're going to make a bunch of interest, or not we're going to, use it for some type of benefit or a fundraiser, blah, blah, blah. The first person to access it gets all the value out of it as much as they want. And I'm the only person that can access it before 2 years is over. It's the same thing. They're going to take all of the value and leave.
Everyone, and welcome to our show. Today we're on a podcast at the company Arteki, a specialized company that is very deeply and directly involved in creating
time in the market beats time in the market.
Development and advanced AI development for cartoons. And probably we will talk a little bit more about that today. It's a company that is very deeply directly involved in creating cartoons.
This, you can tell this translation AI is really bad. It doesn't have the cadence down. It doesn't have human cadence down, right? It can use your voice and make it sound sort of like you, mostly like you. And it can read words off a script, but it doesn't speak like humans speak because it doesn't know what speech is, right? It knows what words are. It knows what sounds are. It knows your voice because it's been trained on it.
Innovative software development.
Brad's turning into a frat boy. I wonder how much of his royalties he's used in hair gel.
And advanced AI development.
The couch looks like an ass.
And probably we will talk a little bit more about that today so that both our and your viewers find the discussion both engaging and highly interesting. To start directly, it's probably worth saying who we are, what Arteki is. If you talk to
it's weird they don't have, I understand they use this translation model, but you should still have Brad and his son talking in English, not just smiling all the time. This is weird.
Employee of the company, probably each of them will say something different. The production staff will say that we are engaged in creating cartoons.
My financial goal currently, my credit's a lot better. I got the house finance. I haven't even made a house payment yet. My financial goal right now is I'm going to save up at least 3 months of my mortgage, hopefully more like 6 months of my mortgage. We'll take my payment, multiply it by 6, and I'm going to try to put it in a separate account that we never fucking touch. The goal is to get to 3 months first, but then I want to stretch it out to 6 months just in case I break my fucking leg or this happens or that happens or the government checks don't come or whatever.
Using neural technologies. The employees who deal with software.
Brock is dumb, but he's young enough that he gets on the internet and thinks he understands because he watched a TikTok video on it. So he tries to explain it from the perspective of a very dumb person.
Where naturally we'll say that we are engaged in creating software, writing code, developing AI, our own artificial intelligence. The people who do production with the camera.
Look how goofy they look, just smiling
all the time.
Look,
everyone has their own vision. But overall, it's a very complex conglomerate.
If they would have used this program on Brad and Brock, would it have turned them into speaking Russian or something? Why didn't they leave their shit in there?
Consisting of people, hardware solutions, and software solutions. It is a highly complex system that is...
What do you guys think about the Carmelo Anthony case? I wish it wouldn't have come on the heels of that case. I wish it wouldn't have come on the heels of the case that just happened in South Carolina where the gas station owner just shot that 14-year-old kid because they thought he stole a bottle of water or whatever. I think tensions are high and race-related and blah, blah, blah. But, man, you can't stab somebody.
Geared specifically towards only one thing. Making it easier to create cartoons for ordinary people.
I don't think he premeditated. I don't think he went there and was like, I'm going to kill somebody or blah, blah, blah. I think anger and access to the knife and maybe being embarrassed and tensions high and shit. It seems like he stabbed him and what can you do from that? Even if there was a scuffle, like, did you fear for your life, because someone told you to leave the tent? I don't think so.
And
it sucks that a kid died, and it sucks that another kid's life is fucking ruined. He's going to prison.
Large professional studios.
Both families, that sucks.
With our very own cartoons, we aim to show that it is entirely possible. That's why we do both software and cartoon production. So that is it in a nutshell and in very clear language, because if you were to go into all the specific details, you could easily spend a great deal of time. So why did we take this on? To avoid, again, going into details, more technical aspects, to put it quite simply, we have a lot of work experience gained directly from the field. I've been in cinema, filming movies for the past 16 years of my life now. And in the company itself, there are many people even older than me at Arteki who understand what cinema is, understand what animation and cartoons are, understand how difficult it is, and understand all the pains and problems of it. And when we all came together here in the company, Arteki specifically,
I wish we could keep cases like that out of like the social media courtroom, because of course it's white and black and this, that, and liberals, leftists, and murderer, and this, that, and I don't know. It gets way out of hand too quick. But that South Carolina shooting of that boy was fucking tragic, dude, and they let that guy walk.
Decided, why not overcome these problems in our own ways? Yes, with the capabilities we have, the capabilities of AI. And we began the process of developing software, and simultaneously in parallel, we started creating animated cartoons. It all kind of went together naturally. So when encountering specific...
Look at him just smiling.
...these cartoons, we made the conscious decision to resolve these problems through our software. And what problems? The main problem with AI today, yes, artificial intelligence, is the lack of control. It's an absolute lack of control. That is, if you are a director, you want your character to be in a certain place at the right second and perform a certain action. The neural network is unable to give you that, so you get conditionally your actions, but not exactly what you want. Accordingly, a director, especially if it's a commercial product, simply cannot afford roughly like that. He needs it exactly like that. And we are currently solving this exact problem. If a director says a character goes from point A to point B, does a backflip, a full somersault, and then a complex dance from La La Land, we will have that exact movement ready, and the character will do what's needed. So, as of today, we've already successfully solved this problem, and the software is currently in the very final stages. Well, it's not just final, we're already producing our own cartoon. House Spirit, the cartoon itself is in the final stage, thanks to our software. And now we're already doing tests in the field of cinema. In the next podcast, I'll show you our studio, which is directly involved in filming with chroma key and virtual production. You'll see a slightly different side now, not cartoons, but cinema. But here we're only talking about cartoons.
Yeah, so you mentioned
they let him talk
about the House Spirit, and y'all are moving into more cinema stuff. And what about the other ones like Marsh Legends and the one about the squirrel? I kind of lied because, it reminded me of a childhood movie. That was one of my favorites, and the mystery movie. So, when are those going to be implemented in the market, and we'll see those,
Everybody's going to be Hollywood, guys. That's how we take them down.
Theater.
Well, look, listen to this. Actually, I honestly probably won't even be able to do that. Despite being the CTO, I can't answer that and tell you about every single one of the cartoons because I simply don't know all the animation developments going on here. Marsh Legends, Legends of the Swamps is an incredibly massive and ambitious project that will consist of several episodes. Big, separate ones that are all closely interconnected with one another. A whole universe. It's a whole universe, in fact. And developments
that was added in weird.
Episode is already practically ready for production. Meaning there are some final script edits, character preparation. So pre-production is already in full swing there. In addition to those projects, we also handle external orders where we act in co-production, working in partnership with large companies. Naturally, I am unable to discuss the details of them, but there is a fair amount of such contracts. I cannot disclose many, but it is a decent number for what has been a considerably long period of work. So then, as of today, it really turns out House Spirit, that's Legends of the Swamps, Marsh Legends, and there's also the cartoon Osova about animals. It's all about animals on a Texas farm, which is also very interesting. It's currently in development, or actually already in production.
Of course it is.
Those are the specific cartoons I know about right now, but there are undoubtedly many more projects in the works here in this office. Various cartoons I haven't even begun to suspect yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sergey, Artekia is really one of the things that really excites me about Adam Ventures Group, and because Disney has dominated the landscape of animation, let's say, over the last 30, 40, 50 years, I guess. And, there's a lot of good things about Disney, but there's a lot of bad things about Disney, and more so bad. And so what I'm interested in and what I like about this is our technology that you guys are putting together here is phenomenal. And it
looks like they're just knocking off like DreamWorks and shit, right? Like they just made big-eyed, big-headed cartoon characters, and they're like, here. And inherently, like it gets... You ever wonder why when you make an AI video, it's always like a 20-some second or 10 second clip because of how much power it takes, right? It's also not really good if you do multiple clips of being able to make sequential clips. Like it'll make one, then then you'll say, okay, well now I'll make another clip that extends that, and it's like something completely different. It doesn't understand because it did one process, ended it, and now you're asking it to do another process without it looking back on the first process. It would be, to make a feature-length film, it would be so fucking computer intensive.
It blew me away when I saw it in Panama when Dima and all the crew showed us what it could do. And it's so much better. It's so clearer. It's... Well, as Brock said, he said, Dad, there's nothing like this anywhere in the world, technology-wise. And he's 20, so he knows a lot more about technology than I do, obviously, at 56.
There's nothing. Oh, yeah. Got to make sure there's nothing else in the world like that. Y'all are fucking stupid, dude.
But, I'm just really...
Grok can do all this.
You guys,
by the way,
can do what they do in like a fraction of the time. You can do the same thing, even better than they do, but do it in a fraction of the time and at a lot lower cost. And to me, that is a win-win. That's a moneymaker. That is going to change the whole game in the world, not only in the U.S., but in the world. And I think, we're poised to grab that piece of the pie, and we're not going to give it back, right?
I definitely believe that is the case. Yes, I agree with you 100% on that. Those are absolutely the right words to use. Because the thing is that many companies and just ordinary people right now, seeing the rise of AI, they lose their heads and they perceive AI not as a separate tool. That can change some piece, a small cog in the work, right? And that
is super fucking boring.
They just perceive it as, oh, I can make a cartoon. No, you can't make a No, it's impossible. A neural network. Artificial intelligence doesn't work like that. We, however, approach this from a completely different side. First and foremost, we are filmmakers ourselves. Yes, animators, we're from this field. We're not outsiders. We understand what the problem is. So we decided to come at it from another angle, found the weak spots in classical animation. We understand where we can use AI to speed up, replace, or make our work easier. And we replace those little cogs with artificial intelligence. As a result, the pipeline, our entire workflow hasn't changed, but the timeframes have been significantly reduced multiple times over, and costs have been cut many times over as well, just because we replaced those very weak and fragile cogs that were under heavy pressure. We successfully got rid of them using our AI. Using our own AI, yes, it's not an external tool.
This brilliant little device keeps any room ice cold all summer and toasty warm all winter, with zero installation, zero ductwork, and zero contractor fees. It mounts on any wall in under 5 minutes, cools a 500 square foot room in just 4, and cuts your power
by up to
75%.
That's more believable than the AI.
Yeah. Well, it's the best I've ever seen, and I think I don't think there's going to be any competition. I mean, I really am. I can't.
No competition. The only place in the world that doesn't have any competition.
There's a lot of smart people that's involved in this, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, we're waiting.
It's so amazing, but there'll be zero competition, guys. Remember that.
And see what it can do here in the next few years.
He don't even have a fucking microphone on.
I want to ask you. We've been seeing for the past couple months or past couple weeks actually, the big new building that, the company just got, and the big screen they have in there. Y'all been using screens like this behind us and stuff. So how will that change the game with having that massive screen that I'm looking forward to see on this trip?
Listen, well, honestly, as someone who has been actively working in the field of virtual production for 8 years now, I can say from my professional perspective
Hell yeah.
that these LED screens, in fact, really don't affect anything at the end of the day. Screens can be replaced with chroma key. Chroma key can be replaced with green cloth, blue cloth, right? After all, what did cinema start with, basically? With rear projection. It was a white canvas that they just projected video onto, right? And the famous shots in Some Like It Hot, where a person is on a boat, a motorboat, yeah, that's how they were filmed. So that's where cinema started, and that's where it's come back to now. So it's nothing more than a tool. And the most important thing in any company, and in ours too, is the people. The careful selection and recruitment of professionals is very precise. Truly exceptional individuals join the team, and they are the ones who drive the entire team forward, creating these new crazy inventions, right? You've seen Dima, you've talked to Dima, yeah, a crazy guy, and there should be people like him around for this crazy team to keep running. And that's why these people make these products and screens. Today it's a screen, tomorrow something new will appear, but you can't always be right at the cutting edge of technology if you don't have those same crazy people who follow all of this, who see it all. We're lucky we have those people.
Hey, crazy people change the world. Only crazy people are the only people that's ever changed the world. You've got to think outside the box, and you guys are masters of that, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
On technology, I'm 56. That's I'm a little behind at times, but I'm just amazed. Again, I'm amazed that you guys can pull off what you're doing in such a short amount.
I don't think he died, did he?
Compared to the movie industry as a whole.
And
he's in like basically a nursing home trying to get back home, but
yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. And that's what and that's why I'm so excited about our techie, is because of the, what it's going to bring to not only, maybe one day Brock's children or my grandchildren, and but again, the it's two sides of this. One side is the production side, and I'm so excited about what it can do. I'm also Vitaly, also excited about the monetary side of this, because again,
of course,
being a home run, I mean a grand slam, and
Brad's a multimillionaire, and he won't fix the crowding in his bottom teeth. Bothers the fuck out of me.
When he was in Chattanooga, he was asking me, what is a home run? So, and it means hitting it over the fence, but in business terms, it means, a knockout, the champ. And so, like I said, this is going to be, because of such low cost and such high return, this is for investors, this is a no-brainer. I mean, an absolute no-brainer. And but for the true cinematic person, or I don't know what you would refer to yourself as, someone that worked in theater or worked in the cinema, obviously you're a professional at what you're doing. And
is he getting around to a point here? God damn, dude.
And it's really neat to
my grandkids, and you've been there, and great grandkids, and the monetary value and
professionals. And then because of your experience, you know how to, what needs fixing here and there, the weaknesses, as you said, and putting it together. And
what's with the Cokes?
I think it's going to be an absolute bombshell in America. It'll.
This piece of furniture, the way they got it lit, it doesn't even fucking look real. Looks like they were afraid to show Brad's right foot, so they're like, add something in and throw some Coke on it.
Soon.
Definitely bring some new life to the movie industry in America, as a lot of it has been corrupt over the last couple of years and stuff. So this is a real game changer for
trying to get the Jews out of Hollywood. They won't say it out loud. That's what they mean.
Everyone in America and across the world even. Another question I have, I don't know if you are able to tell us this yet, but I've been wondering this, and I'm sure the people have been wondering this. When will we be able to know the mystery movie and what it's about?
No, you don't want to answer that. Look.
Actually,
Oh, that was so creepy. Did you see that?
When will we be able to know the mystery movie?
Look how creepy Brad looks answering. He don't want to answer that.
And what it's about?
No, he don't want to answer that. Look.
Actually,
creepy as fuck, dude.
I only have a vague idea of what
he should have stayed with Rita Big Thumbs.
What's inside those mystery packs. I have a general sense of which cartoons are featured there, but I don't have 100% of the information either. Other people definitely know a bit more about that than I do. As of today, regarding...
He doesn't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
But I won't say anyway. I won't reveal this secret to you. There are some famous, very famous names there. And we have certain strict...
Very famous names in the movie you're making with AI? I fucking doubt it. You don't own the property or the rights or people's likeness. You can't put famous people in your fucking AI movie.
Non-disclosure agreement obligation.
Oh, there's gonna be some big names in that movie that you generated with your AI app. I doubt it.
So we simply can't disclose any of the details right now. But when it is finally revealed, even with...
All right, guys. Clearly they're scammers. I kind of don't feel sorry for these fucking people to keep getting scammed and scammed and scammed and scammed and scammed and scammed. I don't... Whatever. I hope it takes them all down. That's what I hope. I hope they all get fucking arrested. Okay? Anyways, I got to go. It's 1 a.m. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We'll see you about the next one. Have a good night. Please donate. I got to make my first house payment. So if you want to support the show and the house, and my house is currently in timeout because she sprung a leak. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Please support the show. You guys have a good night. I'll try to be back tomorrow. I'm not going to be here like every day because I do have work and shit that I still got to get caught up on, like draining the leak out of my house. But it won't be weeks again like it was before. I'm not taking time off like that again. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'll see you about the next one. Have a good night. Support the show at the links below, and we'll see you on the next one. Love you. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this.
Yes, I put my house in timeout.
Happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork in
I almost sent it to fucking hell with a Molotov cocktail earlier today.
by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them to
Brand new fucking house.
have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bed.
To be fair,
Stages.
there is no better person to have an issue with their house, right?
I think I started some
Like, it could have been fucking collapsing, and I'd be like, oh, I know how to fix that.
Get the place in the beds, you know that stages.
I just didn't think I'd be working on it so quickly. Other than shit like I want to do, just because I'm weird. But I didn't think that the goddamn shower would be leaking in the fucking wall.
Shit, where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus.
And I'm already doing sheetrock at the campground, so I guess I got
Profit off of gossip.
materials and the experience to do some more sheetrock, I guess.
On a thong, he's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people.
Hope it dries out all right. We'll see. Get some bleach water on it. Yeah, I should have made a TikTok about the house springing a leak, but I was too pissed off.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
I need Mariah to be a better cameraman.
It's about to get lit.
You got to record everything. If we would have had that goddamn bees and her driving over them again and again and again, doing loops, and me losing my goddamn mind, screaming, go away, we'd be millionaires, bro.
That stage is set. You better buckle up.
But you didn't have to do it so loud.
Lose two.
Right, you couldn't hear me even when I was screaming at the top of my lungs. But still,
Open his closet, I found some.
I'm done mowing.
I strapped it to
Why? Just cause.
the roof. Orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine.
Why didn't you just say bees?
Coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Wait. Stop. What?
I should have not yelled. I shouldn't have screamed. I should have just set the goddamn phone up. I should have took my one sting instead of 3. I should have just took 1. Set the phone up on a tripod and just hit record and sat back.
Shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
She was headed right for him.
Lit, get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him.
I actually just made my very first house payment.
Now things are getting rocking.
It's not due for like 20-some days, but this is the first time I was allowed to sign into the account. The lender I use just sends it to a different lender. They just aggregate it and then basically sell your loan once you're approved. I just now got access to the actual company that has my loan.
Nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fuckers about baby eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
I paid an extra $151
bets, you know that stage
towards the principal, which will shorten my loan by almost 6 fucking years if I can do that every time. That's insane, dude. 6 years?
Bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy where an aviator...
And save $62,000 if I can make an extra $105. I just rounded it up to the nearest whole 100 amount or whatever. Damn. Good night, guys.